Right, sweet, sweet justice. Johnny Somali is facing up to 31 years in jail. Now, it's up to, obviously, but can you imagine? Oh, it'd be so good. It would be so good. I'm not one to normally like champion people being, under the judicial system and things like that, but this is someone that unequivocally deserves it. Right? You went to a country. Well, the entire shtick that you have is to go to countries and disrespect them. So it was only a matter of time before a country decided, you know what? Nah, we ain't having this. And someone like this is never. I don't even think 31 years in jail would make him learn his lesson, actually. But it would be justice. I think it would be justice. So this dropped yesterday. I caught wind of it today. And just absolute comedy. So Johnny Somali is facing up to 31 years in jail because he has now been charged with what South Korea considers to be a sex crime. Now, what that crime is, some may look at it and go, well, actually, it's not that serious. Well, we'll take a look. Some of you guys might think otherwise, but we'll take a look. Before we do, if I can ask you guys to hit subscribe if you're new here or indeed a returning viewer that is not yet subscribed. It'd be really good to have you here more often. And I also do, for those that don't know and are a long-time viewer, I have a Patreon, which you can look at down below in the description box. And that would be really cool as well. You can get access to exclusive content down there. But anyway, all my little shilling out the way. Yes, I know I am shilling. I have to do it. But yeah, like I said, Johnny Somali, right? What's going on? So Dexito has the article here. It says streamer Johnny Somali has been charged. So actually charged, fully charged, with yet another sex crime in South Korea. And is looking at a maximum sentence of 31 years behind bars in the country. 31 years. So a bit of a background. In 2024, Johnny Somali travelled to South Korea to continue where he left off in Japan and Israel. So he went. I first caught wind of him because of his Japan escapades, because I quite like Japan. Obviously, you can tell the Datsun and the Datsun 510, etc. Japanese JDM cars, JDM car culture. Yeah, something I like. I really want to go to Japan and experience that there. But I like Japan. I like the Japanese culture. I respect the Japanese culture. They're almost like uber British, very quiet, peaceful, sedate, that sort of thing. And, no causing a ruckus on public transport, etc. Kind of what Japan is, like a much more, much more conservative version of Brits to a degree. We're adjacent to one another, so I can get their vibe. But anyway, so he went there and he started going up to people on the subway, be like, "Oh, Hiroshima, Nagasaki, we bomb you again, blah blah blah." Like, really, what are you doing, mate? Like, what an absolute spanner. So he got kicked out of Japan, and then he went to Israel, did very very similar things, and now he's gone to South Korea to do similar things. So in numerous broadcasts, the streamer disrespected Koreans, disrupted businesses, confronted other content creators, and was even KO'd by a former Korean Navy SEAL. That Navy SEAL does actually have to pay like $7,000 or something like that, which is quite a lot. But there was a GoFundMe set up, so he doesn't actually have to pay it, which is comedy gold. So anyway, Somali ended up being charged for some of his crimes, his stream content, basically, in an ongoing trial that saw him show up late and hungover to his first court appearance. The thing which baffles me about Johnny Somali, the guy's a genetic dead end, dysgenic freak. So it's not really that surprising because there's clearly nothing going on upstairs. You can tell that just from his physiognomy. But one thing that I guess kind of does and does not surprise me is, like, mate, you're streaming all your crimes. Do you not think this will get back to you eventually? Like, what are you actually doing? Like, the staggering lack of self-awareness is mental. So anyway, since his first court appearance, more serious charges have been filed against him. So he's screwed. On May 8th, 2025, so yesterday, it was reported that Somali was charged with a second sex crime, which would add another 10 plus years on top of his other charges. Pretty bad, mate. Pretty bad. So what is the crime? Well, here it is. South Korea hits Johnny Somali with more deepfake charges. So that's the issue. That's the crime. Deepfakes. So according to YouTube Illegal Mindset, Johnny Somali was hit with a second count of distributing false videos in the form of deepfakes, something that's considered a sex crime in Korea. I don't have to agree with that. I just have to respect it if I go there. And that's kind of, when you're going to different places across the world, different cultures and things, you don't have to agree with their culture, but you have to go along with it and respect their laws. Because otherwise you'll end up doing what Johnny Somali's going to be done, which is dropping the soap in prison because he's a pleb. It's just madness. Absolute madness. Yeah. Some people will be hearing this going, with deepfakes, who cares? Look, deepfakes can cause a great deal of harm. Sure. I mean, is it that serious for 10 years in prison? Jeez. I mean, that's going in hard. But again, don't have to agree with it. You just have to respect it if you're going to different places. And that's the point, right? Like, if you don't agree with their laws, don't go there. Right? Like, too many people travel across the world and expect other cultures to bend to your whim. We've got this modern day sense of entitlement. We just go anywhere and every society must be the same. This weird, like, homogenous blob. No, it's not how it is. So previously, Ishmael was facing a single count, allegedly for showing deepfakes of Korean streamer Bong Bong kissing him, which you can see here. I mean, it's not alleged. I mean, he did it. So all they have to do is ask her, did you kiss him? And she'll go, no. Because who the fuck would kiss this? But now the second charge, as per Legal Mindset, is probably from other Korean streamers who had run-ins with Somali, such as the Korean Navy SEAL, who was fined for punching the American. So deepfakes carry a maximum penalty of 10.5 years in jail. So if he's found guilty on both counts, he could be behind bars for 21 years just for that. Now, this doesn't include the other charges filed against him. So far, he's pled guilty to one count of obstruction of business, but he has an additional charge against him too. Obstruction of business carries a maximum penalty of 5 years. So in total, if he's found guilty of each charge and gets the maximum sentencing, it'll add up to 31 years. Madness. Now, there's actually more stuff that happened. Because this guy's a pleb and just keeps doing it. There's possible charges that could be filed into like threatening to spread HIV, broadcasting North Korean propaganda, violating anti-terrorism laws. I mean, this guy is just like a one-stop shop for how not to live your life. That's it. Like, just follow him and just do the opposite, and you'll be golden, basically. So there you go. 31 years in jail, man. I actually hope he does. To be fair, I hope he does. I hope he does, because this idiot needs to learn his lesson. I don't think this will teach him a lesson, but worth a go, innit? It's worth a go.